What's going on, Tampa? Jeff Dow from JD's Pressure Washing here again, and we wanted to share something really cool with you that we're going to be doing that you can be a part of. Tampa is home to 21,000 veterans. We all love our vets, and being one myself, we wanted to find a way that we could give back. So here's what we're going to do. For every 10 jobs that we do that are $300 or more, we're going to do one veteran home for free. Now, when I say home, we're talking house wash, driveway, sidewalks, and perimeter fence if they have one. So I need your help with exposure on this so that we can get the jobs that we need as well as the veteran homes to clean, which is going to be a total surprise for them. We're going to show up, knock on the door, and let them know right then and there in the moment what it is that we're going to be doing for them. It is going to be pretty cool. And here's a bonus offer for all of you who help us with this. We're also going to offer 15% off all cleaning that's over $300 just to say thanks. So if you could do me a huge favor, like, comment, and share this video so that we can get the word out and start cleaning homes of veterans right here in Tampa.
Good morning, and welcome to the Morning Report. My name is Willie Lawson. I trust that you are well this glorious Monday morning. It is the 13th of November, 2023 in the year of our Lord. I trust that you again are well. This happened last night. Tim Scott, Senator, has dropped out of the 2024 race for the nomination for president. In the Republican Party. Now, after the last television event, not really a debate, pretty much knew that there'd be two people who were getting out. Tim Scott was the first one, and I think that Nikki Haley will follow probably sometime this week. Not that I have inside information, but not like I don't have inside information. I just don't see Nikki Haley moving forward. And you're wondering, how does somebody like Tim Scott, somebody who's honorable like this dude, have trouble staying in? And somebody like, I don't know, who's dishonorable like Chris Christie is still hanging in there. Because Democrats and people who are super anti-Trump are so fixated on Trump that they're keeping Chris Christie in the race. They're so fixated on Trump. Trump is a disruptor. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can get some water. Are you drinking enough water? Drinking enough water. Able to open a bottle of water, right? A 10-inch strength to open a bottle of water. But are you drinking your water? Make sure you drink your water. I'll drink a few of these over the course of the day. Drinking my water. My wife is so proud of me. All right. So this whole idea that how does this guy who's done nothing but be honorable and has great ideas and has really been the definition of pulling one up by their bootstraps. How has he not survived this in the Republican Party? Well, frankly, the same way that Ben Carson doesn't survive. It's because of the Republican electorate. The Republican electorate is easily focused on exactly the wrong thing. Yeah, I know. How does someone like Herman Cain? Now, some of you will say, "Well, Willie, you're just talking about you're low key trying to say the Republican Party is racist." I'm not low key saying that at all. What I'm actually saying is that a lot of the electorate in the Republican Party are hypocrites who say they want a certain thing, that they're looking for a certain thing, but when they find it, it's they are easily distracted into something else. It's been a problem. Think about it. we've had chances in the past 20 years, 18 years or so. Herman Cain, Marco Rubio, uh, Tim Scott, Ben Carson. Now, y'all will have your opinion one way or the other about Marco Rubio, I know. But even if we take Marco Rubio out of this equation, those three other guys I mentioned, of course, Tim Scott and Ben Carson and Herman Cain, you have to wonder, if you're me, why not? Now, my friend Dwayne was definitely not a Herman Cain person, because Herman Cain was the chair of the Kansas City Federal Reserve for a bit, and that disqualified it. And you know what? I get that. I understand that. There's a real reason. It is the Federal Reserve and the government that causes inflation. Amazon doesn't cause inflation. The grocery stores don't cause inflation. Greedy CEOs don't cause inflation. The only way to get inflation is the printing of money. And who prints money? There you go. This is a problem. This is a major problem. A little bit ago, I was saying, why not make Byron Donald the Speaker of the House and just be done with it? Because Byron Donald is everything that the average Republican says they want. But no. Now, I think Mike Johnson's a great pick. I do. I mean, this dude came out of nowhere. I think he's a great pick. But Byron Donald would have been a great pick too. And you had a chance. But you didn't do it. I think it's okay to wonder why. I believe it's the electorate. I really do. The electorate is, again, easily distracted. And unfortunately, right now, hyper-focused on Donald Trump. That's a problem. That is a horrific problem. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott became the latest GOP presidential candidate to drop out of the race. Last night, he announced it on an episode of Sunday Night in America with Trey Gowdy that he has decided to exit from the 2024 race. He said, "I love America more today than I did May 22nd. But when I go back to Iowa, it will not be as a presidential candidate. I am suspending my campaign," Scott said. "I think the voters, who are the most remarkable people on the planet, have been really clear, and they're telling me, not now, Tim." I think they're telling you not ever. Scott launched his presidential campaign in May, in which he has campaigned primarily on an optimistic message. Don't want that. That drew from his personal story as someone raised by a single mom who came to be the only sitting Black Republican senator. This is the story of America. This is the story of America. Tim Scott is everything that we talk about when we talk about the American dream. As has been Carson, as was Herman Cain. The news comes this couple days after the third GOP debate, and the former Vice President Mike Pence dropped out of the race. Well, we pretty much knew that Mike Pence wasn't long for this. Over the summer, Scott showed some signs of momentum in early state polling briefly, as a Florida governor struggled to narrow the gap between him and, of course, President Trump. But the South Carolina Republican was unable to capitalize on that momentum during the Republican. And this is something else. We have been socialized, hypnotized to think that all of this polling means something. Who's leading? Well, nobody's leading. No one's voted yet. How many times? How many times do I have to say that to you? How many times do I have to say that to you? Nobody's leading. Nobody's trailing because no one is voting. That's it. Trump is leading. No, he's not. Not leading anything. He's leading in the polls. So no one has voted yet. He's not leading. So this idea, again, creating an air of inevitability. And I've mentioned this for a long time. If you've been someone who's been hanging out with me for a while, you know that I mention this concept all the time. That media and now politicians, political parties, want to create an air of inevitability. Well, this is going to happen. They tried their best with Hillary Clinton, didn't they? Well, Hillary's going to win. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that, right? Everybody. So with this air and inevitability, and it was a full court press, right? I mean, a full court press, media, social media, pop culture, everywhere. Even so-called conservative media was like, "Oh, this could be bad," right? And what happened? Because they were trying to create this air of inevitability, so people would be discouraged. Well, this particular time in 2016, people weren't discouraged, and they went ahead and did what they thought they should do. The left has not stopped using this tactic, and unfortunately, people on the right have still not stopped falling for it, and now more people fall for it than ever. I kind of knew because of this, because of the money, and Scott's campaign was burning through money like it was water. Speaking of water, that he probably wasn't long for this. And I think for the same reason, Nikki Haley isn't long for it either. I think Vivek Ramaswamy is probably not the next to go, but he'll exit shortly after Nikki Haley. This battle that he has with or he's picking with Rona, the head of the party, is a losing battle. It's a losing battle. Absolutely losing battle. All right. I told you, guys, you know, when I get these articles, I try not to read the comments. And this is why. The first comment that I read under here was this. Tim Scott is one class act. Trump will most certainly consider Tim Scott for a cabinet seat. What? Why the hell would Tim Scott downgrade to a cabinet seat when he could be his own person and represent his state? Why would he go to work for Trump or anybody else for that matter? What you guys have to stop doing is putting together some of your fantasy politics dream teams. It's stupid. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Please stop it. Please stop it. In any case, a number of years ago, when was it? It was before my health crisis. Because I had big trouble walking up the stairs of the Lincoln Memorial, so I know it was before my health crisis. Before it was solved anyway. Let me see. I got so much stuff here. I'm so glad you guys can't see this desk. It would almost be embarrassing if indeed I could embarrass. Yeah, obviously I can't. I was at this CVS on H Street. I was at the CVS, and this was 2012, 11, 12, something like that. And it was just, or it was just a CVS, nothing special about it. The gentleman that I was doing some work for, we had left the hotel and we were headed to, actually, we're going home. We were coming home. We had done our presentation and we were headed home. We had done a presentation for what's his face, Grover, what's his face, and then we were walking by. We're going to go by the White House and then walk by around the corner to the Washington Monument, and then down the reflection pool to the Lincoln Memorial, which is where I wanted to go. I mean, yes, what do you want to see? I want to see the Lincoln Memorial, and I did. And I walked up the stairs because I didn't know there was an elevator, but I did it. I did it. Oh, anyway, I was at the store, and now they have so much thievery at the store. They have so much thievery. They've decided to do something to prevent it. They have decided that on the aisles where there is toilet paper, have you heard this? Where there is toilet paper, what they're going to do, let's see if I can show you this picture, because this is the most ridiculous. Some people will call it dystopian. I just call it stupid. I mean, just the stupidest dang on thing you have ever seen. Let's see if I can get this for you. Oops, I've turned the camera off. I've muted the camera. There we go. Let's see if I can show this to you. Some of you will not believe it. There you go. No, they're not just selling picture frames. So they've got a big problem with toilet paper theft. Now, why toilet paper became so weird? It became weird during COVID. If you've got a respiratory thing and you're coughing and you're hacking and you're wheezing, the idea is to steal as much toilet paper as you can. I never got the toilet paper. Did you get the toilet paper connection? Write it down in the comments, because I never got the toilet paper connection. Anyway, you can see there are pictures. Look, there's a picture of Cottonelle right there. There are pictures of the different types of toilet paper they're selling, you see? And you can actually press the button. There's a button there that they have that's not in this picture. You can press the button and they will bring out, they will go to the super secret locked up location and bring you the thing that you want. This is their decision. This is their solution to the problem. Now, what they're not doing is they're not in this DC. What they're not doing is putting people in jail. They're not making shoplifting a crime. They're not decriminalizing shoplifting. They're uncriminalizing it. They're legalizing it. Now, this person says, first thing I want to say is this. This is not an H Street or a DC problem. It most certainly is. This is something that's going on all over the country, in places like DC, on streets like H Street. Said Ben Antanga, owner of a Maryland-based wellness studio. The economy is going up. Cost of living is going up. If people are stealing items, necessities, I think it may be we should look at that. Yeah, we should put people in jail for stealing stuff, for taking things that don't belong to them. Maybe those are things that we don't increase, or maybe as a community we provide that. Hey, they look, you can come pick up toiletries and stuff. So this dude says, hey, I got an idea. In order to keep them from stealing it, why don't we just give it to them? Why don't we just give them TVs? Why don't we just give them expensive purses, bags, the stuff you see people stealing? This is a problem. Hey, look, you can come pick up toiletries and stuff like that, so that you can take care of yourself. Because they're trying to not decriminalize, but legalize theft. Because the idea is that these people are stealing stuff because they're needy. Most of the time people are stealing stuff because they can. I know it sounds harsh and terrible, but it's true. And until we start dealing with truth and reality, we're going to be in a hard way. We're going to be in a very hard way. Again, thank you ever so much for tuning in to the Morning Report. Our numbers are going up. Our subscribers are going up. Please help us. If you just happen to catch this by some weird accident because you thought the thumbnail was bizarre and somehow you're still here, please subscribe and share this broadcast with your friends and neighbors and your enemies and the people that you can't stand. Please do that. We appreciate that. The more subscribers, the more fun it is. And anyway, we got to get out of here, make room for somebody else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.